Welcome to this week's episode of What's Up Weekly, where we bring you the latest news in 10 minutes or less. That's Brittany Bradley.
And that's Mike Walker. We have some insider information for you all about the royal wedding, but first let's start with the latest coming from Japan.
Well, the crisis in Japan seizes on as the radioactive iodine at over 3,000 times the legal level has been found in recent tests of water in the Pacific Ocean near the devastated Fukushima nuclear plant. Japanese and Fukushima officials are saying that the choice they are making as to how to move forward are decisions between bad and worse. In order to prevent the nuclear reactors at the plant from a catastrophic meltdown, large amounts of water are being sprayed and pumped into the facility. But the plant is running out of room to store the now contaminated liquid, and it's beginning to spew into the ocean. Workers are placing sandbags between the contaminated water and the ocean, but levels are rising since they have to continue to spray water over the plant to keep it cool. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at What's Up Weekly IU for more breaking news out of Japan.
And Amazon jumped ahead in the digital music game by releasing a music storage service Monday evening. The service is called the Amazon Cloud Player, and it allows users to upload their music files to an Amazon server. The new system eliminates the need for software updates and flash drives that move and manage music. Once the files are stored, users can play the songs from any web browser. The Cloud Player also supports an application for an Android phone that allows people to play the music from their server on the go. The service gives everyone 5 gigabytes of music storage for free, which is close to the equivalent of 1,000 songs. After the initial 5 gigabytes, people can upgrade to 20 gigabytes with the purchase of an Amazon MP3 album, with plans beginning at $20 per year. Amazon was able to beat competitors Apple and Google by getting their system out first, while the other two companies are still working on finalizing their versions of the server. The only downside of the switch to Amazon's Cloud Player is that it could take hours or even days to transfer multiple files from your hard drive to the server. To avoid long delays, Amazon urges users to make the switch soon.
You know, I'm not very patient, so waiting hours and days might be a problem, but other than that, it sounds like a pretty good idea.
Once you have it all transferred, though, it's not going to take long to pull it up and do it. You have a Droid.
They have a Droid app.
You can do it wherever. So, I don't know, it might be cool.
Might be.
Let's try it out.
Well, behold, prospective future filmmakers. Lionsgate's new micro-budget films are going to provide amazing opportunities for low-budget films that may be only a few short steps away from some of our Campus Movie Fest participants. Lionsgate Executive Vice President Sean Kisker announced that each year 10 films will be produced with under a $2 million budget that involve minimal capital and risk, but a potential for very high reward. When looking at recent films that have achieved large profit margin success, the analysts have found that people do have the ability to focus on the humanity of a story rather than lean on the stories with big bangs that cost the big bucks. This new micro-budget division of Lionsgate's production company is sure to open up a whole new genre of film in the coming years.
It's pretty cool because it gives people who might not have the money to produce films a chance to get in there and
Our own producer, Will. I think he's going to make it big. Hollywood star sometime soon. Don't forget us, Will.
Well, our favorite bootylicious shaking diva has called it quits with her manager, which could make the next family dinner awkward, seeing on how her manager is her dad.
Yikes.
Beyonce's publicist announced Monday that the Grammy Award-winning singer would no longer be managed by her father, Matthew Knowles. Matthew has managed his daughter since she started her career in the late 1990s and led her to her rise to stardom as a solo artist. Her dad oversaw all aspects of Beyonce's career, ranging from music to movies to fashion and more. Beyonce commented the separation is only on a business level, but did not give the reason for their split. Matthew Knowles has also released a statement that the decision was mutual. In an interview with the Associated Press, Beyonce said she grew up watching her mom and dad manage and own their own businesses, and she will continue to follow in their footsteps.
You can't be a daddy's girl forever.
I know, and you know what? She's so great. Probably doesn't affect her at all.
She's Beyonce.
Yeah, I think she'll be fine. Well, the royal wedding is quickly approaching, and people everywhere are thriving off each detail of the event. Our former co-host, Margot Andrews, is in London to show us where the wedding of the year will take place, along with the history incorporated with the video. Margot?
Standing outside Westminster Abbey, a place that holds more than 1,000 years of history and will be home to the royal wedding of Prince William and Kate Middleton in just a few weeks. The ceremony is scheduled to take place April 29th and will be officiated by the Archbishop of Canterbury, Dr. Rowan Williams. The Archbishop is the most senior cleric in the Church of England, and it is tradition for the holder of this title to oversee the weddings of any future British monarch. The Abbey doesn't allow photography or videography once inside, but just to give you an idea of what the church looks like, it's filled with paintings, stained glass windows, artifacts, impressively high ceilings, and is even the final resting place for 17 monarchs, including Elizabeth I and Mary Queen of Scots. Other famous people buried here include Charles Darwin, Isaac Newton, and Robert Stevenson. It may seem like a fairy tale to most Americans, but Brits aren't as caught up with the royal family as we are. In fact, those that I've spoken with in the past few months are happier to have a day off from work than to celebrate the union of a royal family member. Unfortunately, I'll be back in the States by the time the royal wedding takes place, but I know I can speak for many Americans when I say we're excited to see all the glitter unfold. Reporting to you from Westminster, Margot Andrews, IUFTV.
Well, guys, we all know that understanding a woman is about as easy as getting this year's Final Four teams right, or, in other words, pretty much impossible. But we put together 9 dangerous words and phrases that women use that confuse us men the most. The first dangerous word used by a woman is the word fine. This is the word women use to end an argument when they know they are right and we need to shut the hell up. The second, 5 minutes. If she's getting dressed, this means a half hour. 5 minutes is only 5 minutes if you've just been given 5 more minutes to watch the game before you have to go out for the night. Number 3, nothing. This is the calm before the storm. This means something, and you should be on your toes. Arguments that begin with nothing usually end in fine. Number 4, go ahead. This is a dare, not permission. Don't do it. Number 5, the loud sigh. This is actually a word, but it's a nonverbal statement, often misunderstood by us men. A loud sigh means that she thinks you're an idiot and wonders why she's wasting her time standing here and arguing with you about nothing. Number 6, that's okay. This is one of the most dangerous statements a woman can make to a man. That's okay means she wants you to think long and hard before deciding when you will pay for your mistake. Number 7, thanks. A woman is thanking you. Do not question, do not faint, just say you're welcome and shut up. Unless, of course, she says, thanks a lot. This is pure sarcasm. A woman is not thanking you, and you should not say you're welcome. That will bring on a whatever, which brings me to number 8, the word whatever. This is a woman's way of saying screw off. And finally, number 9, don't worry about it, I got it. A very dangerous statement, meaning this is something that a woman has told us men to do several times, but is now doing it herself. This will later result in a man asking what's wrong, for which she will respond
nothing.
And the cycle will spin on.
And I have to tell you, this is dead on.
You guys are quite confusing.
I'm culprit of all of these. I'm pretty sure all girls are, as you know, we like to.
I'm starting to figure them out, though.
Yeah, hopefully this will help you out. Well, living in Indiana, it would be impossible to not know by now that the Butler Bulldogs are heading to the NCAA Final Four tournament for the 2nd year in a row. After an overtime win against Florida, the Bulldogs are ready to go to Houston and want to make sure this time they don't come home empty-handed. After last year's star player Gordon Hayward left early from the NBA, most people wrote Butler off for any future success. Butler proved them wrong by ending their season with a 7-game winning streak and then winning 2 more games in the conference tourney to earn the team an automatic bid to the tournament. Coach Stevens commented, I think it's about believing and we want them to believe. You know, people say this is unbelievable, but when you know these guys, it's not unbelievable, it's actually believable.
Say what?
He likes the word believable.
He does.
Well, as the team returned to Indianapolis to prepare for their next game against Virginia Commonwealth, they have been told to not celebrate, but rather use the time to prepare since they know what to expect the second time around. This is the first time an Indiana school has reached back-to-back Final Fours, and Butler has a second chance to be national champions. I have officially jumped on the bandwagon and will be tuning in Saturday night to see Butler gang Dancing championship game.
Now, with all of the talent in Indiana with basketball, IU being historically good, yeah, right, and then Notre Dame being a 2 seed in the tournament, Purdue being talented, and now Butler is the team to make the Final Four 2 years in a row.
And as they keep trying to remind people, don't doubt them anymore. They're no longer the underdogs.
Come on, Hoosiers.
Well, to celebrate their advancement to the Final Four, we have a random fact for you about Butler. It turns out the school was not always known as the Bulldogs. Prior to 1919, Butler's athletic teams were known as the Christians. While at a pep session for a rivalry game against the Franklin Baptists, the mascot for a Butler fraternity, which was a bulldog named Shinny, wandered into the premises. From that moment on, the idea was born and evolved into the team we know today, the Butler Bulldogs.
Now, I am not trying to hate on Christianity, but I think the Christians is not nearly as intimidating as the Bulldogs.
And I think they caught on to that. That's why they're changing. The Bulldogs are fierce, mean, so...
That wraps up this week's episode of What's Up Weekly. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at What's Up Weekly IU to get all of the latest information on the royal wedding as the big day quickly approaches.
And remember to watch the Bulldogs this weekend and cheer them on to the championship game. See you guys next time.